So friends, as your president, I've thought long and hard about what I was going to say to you on the occasion of the International Day of the Girl Child. This International Day celebrates a very important section of our society and an issue that pediatricians all over the world should increasingly be front and center in terms of their work and advocacy. So I've been reflecting on my own daughter. So my youngest, the apple of my eye, is 26 years old, and she has two brothers. And from the day that she was born, I always recognized how special she was. She was not special because she was just different, but in our society growing up, in a misogynist, male-centric society in many places, as a father, I was well aware of the challenges that she would face growing up. And today, as she stands as a proud young physician on her own feet as an adult, nothing makes me happier than the fact that we brought up our daughter the same as our sons, on equal footings. So if there are four messages that I'm going to give you today, my first message on this International Day of the Girl Child is one of equality. We've got to make sure that we have absolutely no gender biases wherever we work, in terms of capacities, in terms of potential, in terms of opportunities. Girls need to be at par with boys. And that can only happen when societies do not systematically discriminate against them. The second important point that I'd like to mention, particularly in our context of many low and middle income countries where there are economic disparities, is that absolutely we need to engage and promote education. Globally, school dropout rates among girls are in many areas 30 to 40%, sometimes even as high as double that of boys, particularly around late primary school and secondary education. This has to change because girls have to have the same opportunities for education betterment as boys do in any environment. And we as pediatricians have got to be advocates for this. The third is an essential prerequisite, and that will emerge from some of these investments at family level, is that of empowerment. We have to ensure that we empower our girls and we equip them with the wherewithal to stand in equal footing as adults in terms of their developmental potential and also in terms of their human capital. No society in the world can ever progress if we systematically bias against women and children and adolescents in a particular environment. So how do we do that? So to do this, particularly in the era of the Sustainable Development Goals, we as pediatricians and pediatric societies have got to focus on the final E, and which is we have got to engage in the debate and discussion on this issue, whether it is on the political dimensions of sexual and reproductive rights for women, whether it's on the political dimension of equal wages as men, whether it is on the rights and requirements of maternity leave and ability for women in the workforce to be able to feed their children. And that can only happen if our investments in the foundations of supporting equality and empowerment and education for girls are placed. And that is a role, my friends, that I challenge you as pediatricians and pediatric societies anywhere in the world to adopt and to focus on over the next 15 years till we reach the Sustainable Development Goal targets of equality and education for all. Thank you.